y'all. Give me a minute so I can get the links out. Surprise! We're here on a Monday. I know it's a shocker. Okay, I'll get the link. Get it put out. There we go. Almost there, y'all. As you come in, tell me hi. Tell me where you're coming from. Is it super freezing cold where you're at? It's warming up here. It's not going to be as cold as it was. All right, let me get that out. One more, and we're good. Well, if it will cooperate. All right, let me get my gloves back on so we can mix this up. Do-do-do-do. Happy Monday. I hope you're well. All right. Let me close that out. Leave. All right. Ta-da! Okay, let's see. All right. Check that. Okay, I'm back. Let's get my other glove on. Are y'all shocked we're here on a Monday? I am super excited for this, y'all. What we're going to do, well, while I start this, I can tell you. Because I have two things of resin that I poured up. We're going to get it all stirred up. Once I knock everything over in my area, I'm going to get this stirred up. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to do some little molds and have a little fun. I'm going to show you a technique that is super easy. Beginners can do it. I'm also going to pour, well, I might pour the lid later, but I want to pour the bottom because I'm going to add some pearls to this, I think. Maybe I'll add some chunky glitter and use our glue trick. Y'all know our clear glue trick where we add it to the resin and it keeps our glitter from sinking. Maybe we'll do that. We'll use a chunky glitter. Anyway, I'm excited. But we're going to get this resin stirred up. I'm going to get it poured. Today's video, we're going to be using transparent ink. And I'm going to show you a very simple, easy to use technique that's really going to shock you. It's super easy. It looks like it's so hard to do, but it's really not. So I don't want you to be intimidated. Okay. Get this mixed up. And remember I told you guys, there's no time limit on mixing your resin. See how I make sure I scrape my sides and my bottom, and I scrape my stick. And I do that 2 to 3 times while mixing. So then I take my stick back, and on what I've scraped off on the side, I put it on the bottom part of my stick and incorporate it back into my resin. So nothing on the sides is getting left. So there's no blobs that will be unmixed. Today, I surprised y'all. Are you excited? I told y'all I was thinking about doing one during the week at night to do that for people who might not be able to make it on Friday during the day. So my guy is actually working a night shift because they're doing something special. So I thought, why not? Let's do a night one and see how it goes. If this is better for y'all, more people like this setup, then I'll start doing it. Glad you're here though. Super fun. Is it cold where you're at? I hope people are staying warm and animals are good and all that good stuff. I have family that have some. Yeah, I'll be doing a live on Friday too. You get 2 this week. Still doing Fridays. That's my Friday with friends. We can't give that up, right? I just decided I want to see what happens if I do one on Monday. Throw y'all for a loop too. But like I was saying, make sure you scrape your sides, your bottom, and your stick because you don't want to have any unmixed resin on the sides of your cup. Carabella, you better get out of there. I have a husky trying to get in trouble. Oh, mom's busy. I can get into stuff now. And no, she cannot. Mom caught her. Now she's going to go pout because her daddy's not here to save her. It's all right. Did you get to watch it on a replay? And this is a second cup because I really want to do this heart mold that I've shown you guys how many videos now. I have one named Loki Bear. He's a AKC purebred Siberian Husky. And then we have one that is a mixed Malamute Siberian. And believe it or not, the whole litter was turned into our shelter. I was shocked. So they went really fast. That's cool. I'll show you the results. I have it sitting on here. Ta-da! There's the result. I did a patriotic theme to celebrate our 250th birthday this year. So I just used red and white paste, dumped it. You see the little designs on the back, how we just dumped it there and let it do its own thing. And then I added the decals and the metal pieces because these are actual metal pieces and poured a little layer over it. And that was it. I need to trim up the back side. It's got a little sharp edges. And I'm just going to take an emery board and knock the edges down so they're not sharp. And it's ready. Super ready. It was super fun. I love doing those. I love those big, I don't know, what do you call them? What would you call that? It's not a ring tray. It's pretty bigger than that. I don't know, a tray, a catch-all, because that's usually what mine turn into. You have those laying around and you just throw stuff in them. Keys, whatever, gum. Just throw it in there and let it sit there. It's a catch-all. I don't know if that's just a southern thing or not, but I had a lot of catch-alls. I had a drawer. The tray. What would you call that? Because it's bigger than what we normally see for a ring tray that you put in your bathroom. I mean, you could put that in your bathroom. You could put that in your kitchen to hold your jewelry while you're washing your hands or cooking. All right, those are mixed up good. So we are going to use these 3 molds. And I'm going to show you. You're going to be so shocked at this. Okay? And let me tell you, I have something fun coming for you guys. I'm going to do an updated bloom. Maybe we'll do that Friday. I'll do that Friday with Friends. we'll do an updated bloom video and walk step by step because I have some more corners for you guys that hopefully makes it easier for y'all to find success. So many people struggle with that, and I want to make it easier, so we will do that. All right, these are all my transparent inks that I have here. So we're going to pull, I have some blues out. I have teal, a navy, and just like a blueberry. So we're going to do that in one. And then I'm going to, is my white in here? My white grew legs and walked away. All right, so let's do, there's orange, ruby red, garnet, where's my pink? Y'all, some of my colors are missing. All right, so we'll do purple. Excuse me. I want black. There's some purples. Ah, is that my? Nope, that's agate. That's coffee. Don't want that. Okay, so let's take this orange out, and we're just gonna do garnet and ruby for that one, and we'll do violet and lavender for this one. And I thought that I had my white, but y'all know how that happens. Things get up and walk away, do their own thing, don't they? Sorry, I had to wet my whistle. I don't see my white. So we're just going to go with these. And don't need that for this. Let's just pour some resin here in these molds. Ooh, I'll leave those in there. I'm going to pour resin in here. And y'all, I'm not putting this through my degasser. You can, and I probably will for Friday for our blooms. I'm just pouring a thin layer of resin here. Carabella, girl, I can still get on to you even though I'm live. You better get away from there. This dog, y'all, I'm telling you. She is stubborn. Huskies are funny. She's a dramatic one. Our boy, he is very, very quiet. Not vocal at all. And Mike couldn't stand it. He was like, we got a husky, and he's our purebred. And he's quiet. There's no drama to him. So we got her, and she doesn't shut up. All right. So I want to do, well, you know what I want to show you? Let's do this. Let's take these out, the reds. I want to use alcohol inks, and I have mine right here, and I want you to see inks. All right, let's find some peaks, rose. There's a ras. Ooh, I almost set it inside the resin, y'all. Ooh, that was almost a big mistake. Wow. All right, let's see here. We have red. I don't have pink. I know I do. Oh, here's a rose. There we go. We'll use those. And is my white. I might have taken my white out of this box and put it somewhere else. Okay. Set those alcohol inks to the side. So we have these. I have rose, raspberry, and red. We're gonna do like a Valentine's one. So let's do our transparent first, and then we'll do the alcohol inks, and I'll show you why. Now, this is the difference of a transparent ink. When I put this in, it doesn't matter however much I put in there. Hey, Tam. it's just going to be a drop. It's not going to spread out. Ooh, get that off there. So I'm just going to drop some drops around. No rhyme or reason. Okay. That's our regular blue. And these are the transparent inks. So then we have this blueberry. It's a beautiful color. We're just going to drop some of these around. And these are the ones I use, y'all, for most of my ocean scenes. Choop. Okay. That side. And then we have our navy, which is our dark blue. Ooh, see how dark that is? And I don't want a lot of this. Drop. All right. Okay. So what I want to do, I'm going to show you two ways. You can use a toothpick, but be very careful if you use a toothpick. Okay? And Tam, we're just doing some very simple designs. So I have my toothpick. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to take it all the way down because I don't want to scratch my mold. I'm just going to swirl this around. No rhyme or reason. Just swirling colors so we have a design. Like so. And I'm leaving it alone. That's it. Y'all, that's all it took to do that design. Toothpick down, I'm done. Was that super easy or what? And that's going to be a beautiful design. Now, some of it may move or migrate toward the center. I'm okay with that because I left myself enough room that if I want to go back in and add a chrome background, or if I want to add a chameleon, or if I want to add a white or add a black, I can do that. So that is it. That is all it takes, y'all, to make this beautiful swirl like that. Isn't that cool? So cool. So we're going to do the same thing with these, and I'm only using two colors for this purple. I'll put a drop of blue in here. Again, it's going to spread a little bit. It's not going to spread like this alcohol ink, and you'll see that in a minute. Here. And I prefer Let's Resins inks because they stay vibrant. And this violet has a blue undertone to it. See that? Okay. I'm not going to add the blue. What do you think? Should we add blue or just leave it all purple? Y'all get the vote on that one. So add this blue or leave it purple. You tell me. I gotta watch this other cup of resin so it doesn't. Just do the purple. Okay. Good call. All right, so we're taking our. Well, let's not take a toothpick this time. Where is my? Here we go. I use my little silicone point, and we're going to do the same thing. And I'm going to go in with the point not all the way down, and I'm just going to swirl this around to create that beautiful design. And I'm leaving it alone. The more you mess with it, the more you're going to mix those colors together. And I don't want that. I just want that swirl design. See how this is shrinking in some? I'm fine with that. Let it shrink. I don't care. But if I keep stirring, I'm going to combine and mix all this into the resin. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. And that's where you see a lot of colors get muddied because they stir and mix too long. So the goal And the trick to this is go in, do your swirls, stop. Make yourself stop. It's hard because you want to say, oh, I can add a little more here. Oh, I can do a little more here. Trust me. Just put your pencils down, stop your work. Or as Gordon Ramsay says, put your tools down, put your, what does he call it, your instruments? What does he say? Y'all know what I'm talking about. He tells you time's up, stop. Same thing with Ink Master when they're doing their tattoos. Put your machines down. Oh, I see a little something here. Get that out. All right, now we're going to do alcohol inks in this one, and you're going to see the difference. These, remember, are transparent inks, so you're going to be able to see through the background. Something else we can do as a background for this, I can take that Marabou rainbow, put it in my clear resin, and it's going to add that sparkle behind it. Since this is transparent, you're going to see that. You'll see the sparkle. All right, so here we go. We're starting with raspberry. And you're going to see this is going to spread. So I'm not putting a lot. Look how that's spreading, y'all. That's an alcohol ink. When I say alcohol ink is like a helium balloon, it floats to the top and it moves around with just a little breeze. This is what I mean. And now I'm going to do our red. All right. I'm going to let that spread a minute before I mix it up. Because if I mix it right now and do my little swirls, it's still going to spread. So I want to give it time to spread out, do its thing, then we'll put swirls in. All good. And I see, I'm using Teak Spurt resin today. And Teak Spurt is very good about releasing its own bubbles. I don't see any bubbles that I need to worry about with these. So I'm not going to spritz it. Well, I'll spritz the blue with alcohol so you can see what happens. Because when you put isopropyl alcohol, you see how it's starting to cell up and it adds these little cells, really is what it is. But it opens the resin up. So it expands it out. So it's like a cell. Remember in school, you dyed an onion peel and you looked under the microscope and you could see the little cells that were dyed? That's what happens when you spray alcohol over your colors. It can cell up. So that's cool. All right. See how this is all kind of shrunk in? If I want, let's go back. I really love this raspberry, y'all. I'm going to add another drop in these little holes. Okay. So now I'm going to let that spread and do its little thing. And remember, again, these are floating to the top. This is not going to be incorporated all the way through. Like these will be incorporated all the way through. Now see, I sprayed that alcohol in the blue, and look what happened. It lost all that swirl effect, which is still cool. It's a different effect, though. We still have our swirl here in the purple. So you see how using alcohol and doing different, using different inks and different techniques, that really depends on what you're going to get. So that's why we do what we do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and swirl this. And I'm just going to swirl this on the outside. All these little petals. And when I meet that, then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to swirl the center. Like so. So it kind of looks like a rosebud in the center. And I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not messing with it anymore. I'm not doing anything else to it. I'm not spraying alcohol on it. I'm letting it be. And if it's got a few bubbles in there, no biggie. In fact, I can see bubbles around the edge that's in my clear. I will try to get out. But this is a demonstration for you guys. It's not a customer's project, so I'm really not too worried about that. But that's how you would go around the edge with either your silicone tool, or you can use a toothpick, but you have to be very, very careful to scratch your silicone. Okay. Now, it's starting to get warm. All right, let me move these out of the way. I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to let that blue just do its thing. I'm not messing with it. Okay, now, I said I wanted to do some chunky glitter in the bottom of this heart, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that glitter in a bit more because it's a good amount, 6 ounces of resin. And then I'm going to add, because remember what I told y'all, for this glue trick, it is 1 drop of glue for every 3 ounces of resin. So we have 6 ounces in this cup. So we're going to do 2 drops. 1, 2, well, there's 3. We're going to do 3 drops of glue, which is fine. No big deal. I'm going to take, you know what? Let me get a different stick to stir this. Ooh, y'all, get warm. Gotta get this mixed and poured pretty quick. And see, it's already starting to glob up like slime. You see that? It's supposed to do that. That means that it's going to keep everything combined and mixed so it doesn't float up. All right, let me get this poured in here. Y'all, isn't that beautiful? Whoa. Okay. And I'm just going to pour this clear. Or, no, I'm not. I'm going to add. I'm going to add some purple to this rose top. All right. And I want to add a little of this darker. Okay. And I'm going to pour in this leftover resin in here too. All right. Put that to the side. And now we're going to mix this. Oh, it's not a pretty color. All right. And I'm just going to pour it into this rose lid. And I'm going to stop because I have some bubbles. I want to take my tip silicone tool and go around the edges because I can see that there are areas where there is no resin touching. And I want that resin to touch all the sides. That leaves it less likely for bubbles to form there. So I take my silicone tip and get those all the way up under there. I'm just going to set it aside on my baby wipe. And I'm going to top this off. And I want to dome it. Because remember I tell you guys, resin as it cures. So I want to dome it. And because I let it get hot, there we go. This is going to be pretty. This, and I'm going to slide this over because I'm going to spray this. There we go. There we have it, y'all. We're going to have this beautiful chunky glitter bottom and this purple lid. And I wanted a darker color to allow those Why do I dome it? That's a great question. Because when resin, oh my goodness, y'all, it is Monday for sure. When resin cures, it shrinks down. So if you notice, like this, because I did not dome this, and this is a great example. If you notice on the back of this, there's a lip here. Because I didn't dome it, doming it is when resin shrinks down, it's going to make it level with the mold. Then I'm not going to have to worry about trimming these edges or knocking them down with an emery board. So if you're able to dome it, you give yourself room for that shrinkage, and it should all be level with your mold. So if you hear us talking about doming, that's why. And of course, our alcohol inks are moving, which we always knew that was going to happen. This, because I sprayed alcohol on it, I turned it into an alcohol ink, essentially. This still has it swirling. It has shrunk and moved to the middle, which is fine. Like I said, it gives me room to pour a background color if I want to add a white, or if I want to add a chunky glitter behind this. That would be pretty. So, a lot of different possibilities. But these are all done, y'all. This is what I wanted to show you. That just through some very simple techniques, you can make some really fun stuff. But like I said, make yourself stop. Because if you don't stop, get these bubbles out of here, you're going to mix it up and mess it up. Yeah. That's why we dome them. And even if you get a lip, just take a nail file and gently sand it down. Don't grind into it. Don't do that. Because then you're going to have to touch up your sides and all that. And easy, very gently knock the edge down. Then take some isopropyl alcohol and wipe the side. That removes all the dust that you just sanded and knocked the edges off with. And you're ready to go. You don't have to do a top coat. You don't have to, coat the sides. You don't have to do any of that. So, gentle emery board, knock the sides down, and you're done. Yes, I love it, Tamara. It is one of my go-tos. If y'all have not seen my 10, how did I say it? 10 must-haves for starting resin. Fingernail files is one of them. And that's why most of us have fingernail files around the house, right? So it's not hard to find those. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll link that at the end of this. So if you want to see the 10 most must-haves that I said for beginners, I'll link it in the description of this video so you can click it and go watch it. It's really fun. Some things may surprise you. Some things you may be like, of course we need that. Like baby wipes. Y'all know I say that all the time. We need the baby wipes. But that's all I have for this one, y'all. Were you surprised? Do you like Monday nights? If you're not watching this live and you're watching on rewatch, go down in the description and put #rewatch so I know you're part of the rewatch crew. But you guys, I'm happy to have you here. I'm super excited. Our other channel, we're going to start reviewing other artists' work. And I'm going to break it down for you. So if anything comes to mind that you want to see, you have questions about, shoot me a message. If you're in the Facebook group, let me know there. Shoot me a message on Facebook. Just leave a comment here. Tell me the artist name and the video name. And I'll see if we can review it and break it down for you guys. But I want to keep that other channel for reviewing only. This one I want to keep for creating. I love to create. I love to break it down for you guys and explain step by step along the way. So that is where we are right now. And if you haven't, please go over and subscribe to that other channel. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps other artists find us that way too. But y'all, we're going to let these cure. I'll post a short tomorrow showing you the results and what we decided to do as the backgrounds for these. But that's all I have for this one, y'all. Do y'all have any questions? If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Whew, goodness gracious. I had a little, I can pour something. What am I going to pour it into? Oh, you know what? I think I'll just add the rest of this to this little pyramid I have going. There we go. And I'll take my gloves off, but it'll be all right. So there. Put this on there. All done. All right, y'all. That's all we have for this one. Oh, here we go. I use a nail file because I have plenty of nail files around. You can use sandpaper. Just be sure that you're not digging into the side when you do it. Just gently, very gently. It doesn't take very much at all as far as pressure goes. Gently just knock it down, wipe it off with alcohol or a baby wipe. You can even just wipe it down with a baby wipe and it should be fine. But that's it. Thanks, Tam. You too. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday. Y'all know the drill. Give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. What is one thing you learned from the video that you didn't know before? And until next time, y'all, happy arting. Ta-ta for now.